House of Representatives, Senate and joint committees are a vital part of Australia's parliamentary system. They exist to conduct inquiries that inform the Parliament on matters of fact, ranging from getting more information about local issues to providing recommendations about bills before the Parliament. Member for Dunkley, Chris Crewther, is the chair of the Foreign Affairs and Aid Subcommittee of the Joint Foreign Affairs, Defence and Trade Committee. In 2017, the subcommittee ran an inquiry into establishing a Modern Slavery Act in Australia, following the introduction of a similar act in the United Kingdom in 2015.
So the modern slavery inquiry in Australia was prompted by the fact that firstly it's a major issue facing Australia, but it's also a major issue facing the world and within the supply chains of Australian businesses, organisations and governments. There are about 15,000 people now estimated to be living under modern slavery in Australia, about 31 million in the Asia Pacific region and over 40 million worldwide. So we definitely have a moral imperative to take action.
Once an inquiry is announced, the committee asks the public for submissions on the topic. A submission is a statement to the committee addressing the inquiry's terms of reference. Submissions can be as long or as short as you like, and the format can be variable. Committees sometimes even accept video submissions.
So submissions are important as part of the process though, because it enables subcommittee members, whether in the Coalition, Labor or others, to gain a good sense of what are the issues that we are looking to tackle. They are responding firstly to the terms of reference that we put out through the inquiry, but it shows one of the things that we wanted to see was how can we better tackle modern slavery in Australia. I think a submission that presents and answers the terms of reference that have been put out by the inquiry to begin with, but that sets out clear things that organisation or person believes or thinks is the right thing to do, backed up by evidence as to each point that they wish to raise. Where there is evidence, it then helps us to garner support to then include a particular recommendation in the final report, which we did in a number of different cases in reflecting some of the submissions and some of the recommendations we heard throughout the public inquiry process.
Submissions help the committee to plan public hearings, which can happen anywhere in Australia. People or organisations who have made submissions may be asked to appear at hearings to give the committee more information about the topic.
Yeah, so we held public hearings not only in the city but in the country. I made it quite clear I didn't want to hold hearings just in the city, so we held hearings in Canberra, Melbourne, Sydney and also Mildura. Mildura is a place that I used to work for a couple of years, so I did see some of the issues around modern slavery that are occurring in the horticultural sector, but it goes beyond that. It's across Australia in a wide range of different sectors, particularly where there is a larger migrant workforce or those who don't speak English as a first language. You can garner information from a person's personal experience. A submission is very good in terms of reading what people believe is the truth, but it enables you to question the witness as to why they believe certain things to be true. It enables you to question facts. Often people have differences of opinion amongst different witnesses, so you can garner an idea as to which position is the best to take, and then we can assess in the final report what we view as the best approach based on the evidence given.
With hearings complete, the committee takes time to consider everything it has heard and drafts a report. While many reports are issued on behalf of the entire committee, some inquiries end with the production of additional dissenting reports, where some committee members disagree with the majority findings.
I think often people see question time on television and see the adversarial side of politics, but we work closely in committees often with people on all sides of politics, and in this case it was one where the inquiry received bipartisan support, but also the final report received bipartisan support. There was a minor dissension report from the Greens, but in general it had cross-party support for most of our recommendations that were there. So that was a good example of what Parliament can achieve when we work together. And often we do work, even though people do see that public question time of Labor versus Liberal, we do often work closely together on committees. And sometimes you can find the commonalities of opinion across the party divide, and sometimes within one's own party there can be differences of opinion for or against a particular issue or recommendation.
Finally, the report is tabled in Parliament. This is an opportunity for the committee chair and deputy chair to speak about the issue and the findings.
It was an enormous achievement to go from an inquiry. As I said, I didn't want to do an inquiry that sat on the shelves gathering dust. I wanted one that would result in action. and in this case that action being a bill before Parliament, and hopefully also further actions to tackle modern slavery outside of that bill as well once we get the final response from government on our full suite of recommendations. So I'm looking forward to the Act being passed, but I'm very proud of the process that we undertook to drive, not only by myself but via the committee and all those who submitted to the inquiry and are advocating to tackle modern slavery. To achieve this is a really good result for Australia and indeed our region, because many people in our region are looking at our inquiry and looking at our bill and looking at what we did, and we can be a leader not only in our region but around the world in a number of different aspects of the bill.
In June of 2018, Assistant Minister for Home Affairs Alex Hawke introduced the Modern Slavery Bill 2018 to the House of Representatives, following the committee's recommendation. The House of Representatives agreed to the bill in September.
Deputy Speaker, almost 2 centuries after William Wilberforce legislated for the abolition of the slave trade in the United Kingdom, the United Nations estimates that up to 25 million modern slavery victims are exploited in global supply chains.
Thanks for watching. House of Representatives committees are currently running dozens of inquiries into important issues. Visit aph.gov.au/committees to learn more.